What makes this behavior even more fascinating is how deeply it connects to a cat's memory and emotional recognition system, which is far more advanced than most people assume. When your cat approaches your face and begins sniffing, it is not only identifying your scent in the present moment but also comparing it to a memory bank of familiar smells it has stored over time. Every interaction you have with your cat adds another layer to this sensory memory, meaning your scent becomes a kind of emotional anchor that your cat uses to feel secure in its environment. That is why cats often sniff more intensely after you return home from being outside, because you carry traces of different places, people, and experiences on your skin and clothes, creating a mix of new and familiar signals that your cat carefully analyzes. In a way, your cat is reading changes in your life without needing words, simply by detecting the smallest shifts in scent. This is also why face sniffing can feel more personal than other forms of interaction, because the face carries a highly concentrated scent profile, making it one of the strongest identifiers for recognition and emotional connection. Interestingly, cats do not just rely on smell for identification but also for emotional reassurance. When your cat confirms through scent that you are safe, unchanged, and familiar, it experiences a sense of calm that reinforces its attachment to you. This is similar to how humans feel comforted by familiar voices or faces, but for cats, scent is the primary emotional language. In some cases, face sniffing can even increase when a cat is feeling slightly anxious or uncertain, because it is seeking reassurance from the one source it trusts the most. That is why you may notice your cat approaching you more closely during quiet nights or moments of change in the household, as if it is trying to confirm stability through your presence. Another important detail is that cats also use this behavior as a way to synchronize with your emotional state. Studies suggest that animals, especially cats, can detect subtle chemical changes in human bodies related to stress, happiness, or fatigue, and they respond accordingly. When your cat sniffs your face, it may actually be picking up signs of your mood, allowing it to adjust its behavior toward you in a way that feels almost intuitive. This is why some cats become more affectionate when their owners are sad or tired, as they sense a change and respond with closeness and attention. Over time, these repeated moments build a silent understanding between you and your cat that goes beyond simple pet ownership. It becomes a shared emotional rhythm where both of you learn each other's patterns without needing explanation. And in those quiet seconds when your cat is gently sniffing your face, there is an entire invisible conversation happening, one built on memory, trust, recognition, and emotional balance, all unfolding in a way that most people never fully notice but deeply feel without realizing it. Have you ever been lying still, maybe scrolling on your phone or just waking up, when your cat suddenly comes close and begins sniffing your face in a slow, deliberate way, almost as if it is studying you? In that moment, many people get confused or even slightly uncomfortable, wondering what this behavior really means, but what most cat owners do not realize is that this simple act carries a deep emotional message that connects directly to how cats see and understand their human companions. Cats rely heavily on their sense of smell to interpret the world around them, far more than humans ever could, and when your cat leans in close to your face, it is gathering information about you in the most natural way possible. Your scent tells your cat everything from your emotional state to your daily activities, and even subtle changes in your body chemistry, which means that every sniff is like reading a personal diary written in invisible ink. But here is where it becomes even more interesting, because face sniffing is not just about curiosity, it is also a powerful sign of trust and affection. In the animal world, especially among cats, getting this close to another being is something reserved for comfort and safety, meaning your cat sees you as part of its secure environment, not a threat. Many experts believe that when a cat sniffs your face, it is actually performing a form of bonding behavior, similar to how cats greet each other in close social groups. In those moments, your cat is silently saying that you belong to its circle, and that your presence brings familiarity and comfort rather than fear. This behavior becomes even more meaningful when you realize that cats are naturally cautious creatures, always evaluating safety before interaction, so choosing to approach your face so closely is a sign that you have earned a special place in their world. Over time, this small gesture can also become part of a routine that strengthens the emotional bond between you and your cat, especially when it happens during quiet moments of rest or relaxation. Some cats even combine sniffing with gentle rubbing, further marking you with their scent as a way of claiming trust and connection. What seems strange or random at first actually reveals a complex emotional language that cats use constantly, but many humans overlook because it is so subtle and quiet. As you start noticing these moments more carefully, you begin to understand that your cat is not just reacting randomly, but communicating in a deeply instinctive way that has existed for thousands of years. And the more you learn to read these signals, the stronger your relationship becomes, turning everyday interactions into moments of silent understanding that feel almost magical in their simplicity. Instead of ignoring it, you start appreciating it as a quiet expression of love and trust between you and your cat that words could never fully describe in ways you never notice daily. What many cat owners never realize is that this quiet behavior can sometimes change in meaning depending on context, and understanding those subtle differences can completely transform the way you see your relationship with your pet. In most situations, a cat gently sniffing your face is a positive and healthy sign of bonding, but the intensity, frequency, and timing can reveal even deeper layers of communication. When a cat is relaxed, its sniffing tends to be slow, calm, and followed by other affectionate gestures, showing that it is simply reaffirming familiarity and emotional connection. However, when a cat becomes more persistent or repetitive in its sniffing, especially during moments when your routine or environment has changed, it is often seeking reassurance and stability rather than simply greeting you. This does not indicate a problem, but rather highlights how dependent cats are on sensory information to feel secure in their surroundings. Over thousands of years of evolution, cats have developed a highly sensitive awareness of scent as their primary tool for understanding safety, territory, and social bonds, which means your presence is constantly being analyzed in ways you may never notice. In a domestic setting, this instinct does not disappear. Instead, it becomes focused entirely on the people they trust most, especially their owners. That is why your face, being the closest and most expressive part of your body, becomes such an important point of reference for them. It is not unusual for a cat to return to this behavior repeatedly throughout the day, almost as if it is checking in on you, confirming that everything is still familiar and unchanged. Over time, these small moments create a silent routine that strengthens emotional attachment far more than loud or obvious displays of affection ever could. Many people mistakenly overlook these signs, thinking they are random or meaningless, but in reality, they are part of a complex system of communication that replaces words with scent, movement, and presence. When you begin to recognize this, you also begin to notice how your cat uses other subtle behaviors in combination with face sniffing, creating a full picture of trust and emotional safety. This quiet interaction becomes even more meaningful when you realize that in the animal world, closeness is never given freely, it must be earned through consistency, patience, and mutual understanding. Your cat choosing to be this close to your face is a reflection of that trust, built slowly over time through shared space and routine. And in the end, what once seemed like a strange or confusing habit reveals itself as one of the purest expressions of connection that exists between humans and animals, showing that even the smallest actions can carry the deepest emotions. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.